What is up, everyone? My name is Socrates101, and today we are back without any background music. Apparently, there we go. What we're gonna do today is a showdown live with a Nidoking team. Nick and I we've seen videos in which Nidoking destroys, and that's exactly what it does. So we built this team which looks kind of odd. It has a lot of speed and, well, it's basically balance slash bulky offense-ish, because all of these defensive mons also have offensive pressure, so that's what I really like about this team. This is kind of the way I like to play. It also has a good full turn core with the Jirachi and Zapdos going on, because Zapdos doesn't have T-Bolt, it does have Volt Switch. One thing I'm seeing is kind of problematic for this team is Manectric. Probably Scarflando or Roxlando, I'm not sure. Depends on what he leads with. I just feel like leading with the Zapdos, because, well, even though he has 2 immunities, it's fine. He leads with Pharaoh though, which means I can just freely Volt Switch on out and okay, he goes into Latios, actually fearing the Heat Wave, which is a legit play, but we can get offensive presence and just go into Weavile. I could Pursuit here, however that feels kind of dangerous, so I'm just going to Knock right now, and he goes into Ferrothorn. It's fine, because that does do a lot, but he's Rocky Helmet Ferrothorn, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. I feel like he just wants to get up his Stealth Rocks right here. Or another play we could make is just go straight out into Nidoking and start Earth Powering. Or we could get up our own rocks, but that would lose me a lot of momentum. So I'm just going to go into Nidoking right here, as he's just going to Leech Seed. It's fine. I'm just going to fire off a Flamethrower right here, because, I mean, I could Ice Beam, so he sees the Flamethrower, meaning he wants to switch out into something else that can take it. I'm assuming Lottie, so I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam right here to catch this Lottie, and that almost dies. And now I can just go safely into my Jirachi and get up my Stealth Rocks and start pressuring his team a little bit more. But he's Roost Latios, it's fine. Set up Stealth Rocks right here, and if he wants to go out into his Ferrothorn, then that's great, because I can just U-turn on out. I feel like this guy wants to Leech Seed again, but I'm just gonna go into my Nidoking right here, because that is the safest place. He goes for Leech Seed, and now he's more than likely wanting to go for another one of just gonna Earth Power right here. He knows I've got the Flamethrower. He knows I overpredicted last time, so there's no need for me to overpredict right now, so I'm just going to fire off a Flamethrower. Maybe he wants to stay in on like an Ice Beam. He doesn't really want to switch this in. So Ferrothorn goes down. He predicted us to overpredict again, but at this point he wasn't going to switch in his Lottie, because then he was going to definitely lose that. I don't really have a solid answer to this. That's kind of a problem. But I'm just going to pivot into Jirachi right here, as he's not going to Volt Switch. I don't think he's going to Volt Switch, but he goes for an HP Ice. Now I'm just going to double out into my Clef, predicting the Fire type attack. It's kind of the only play I've got. And then I can just fire off a Moonblast. It's pretty safely. Or potential other play I can make is just click Soft Boiled on his full switch. Do I need this thing? That's the real question. I would kind of like it as a check to this, but no, I'm just gonna fire off the okay, now the animation is that the actual Mon goes back as well with the full switch, but I just fire off the Moonblast, and that's gonna be fine. He goes into Bisharp. Hopefully we go and get the special attack drop, because that would have been terrible. Now we can go out into our Zapdos again, and well, what I can do is just full switch, really. He sets up a Sword Stance. That's fine-ish. I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch right here, and if this thing survives, which it doesn't, thankfully, I would have sacked probably Nidoking. I'm not sure what I would have done right there. Seeing that he didn't have rocks in his Ferrothorn, I'm kind of assuming that this is rocks Landorus, but I really like the fact that he doesn't have his rocks up yet. I'm gonna go on a Nidoking because that baits in the Lottie. And then I can just go into my Rachi and just... Okay, it apparently baits Azu. Which is kind of bad. I can just go Zapdos right here, but we're gonna see what kind of set this is. But he goes for a Belly Drum. Hopefully Zapdos can take one, but I don't think it can. Because this thing is super strong. No, Zapdos actually lives the hit, goes for a Volt Switch, and doesn't take it out. But what that means is we can just go into low plenty, and we can Mega Evolve, and click Fake Out, and then potentially win this game. Probably win this game, by the way. So, that was our first game, and I'm just gonna cut until we find one. So we're back with game number 2. What that means is Sticky Web, apparently. The Sticky Web plus Bisharp is kinda good. I mean, yeah, but he has 2 things that are quite weak to ice, and then he has 2 resistances, which don't like dealing with Weavile, because especially if I low kick, then or Poison Jab, this game would be over. I'm gonna lead with Nidoking because I kinda suspect him to lead with Galvantula. And eventually we can just defog the Sticky Web away. No reason not to fire off an Earth Bar right here. He's gonna be Sash. We all knew that he'd be Sash, and now he can just fire off an Ice Beam as he just Bug Buzz, and that doesn't do anything. Maybe he could have, like, no, he couldn't really buff anything because everyone knows that this Nidoking is the set it is. Gonna go into Zapdos because this thing does have HP Ice, and he turns out to be Mega, and that's somewhat silly. 311, 295. No, that doesn't do anything. We're just going to HP Ice because he was predicting the defog right there. So what I can do is just go for a Volt Switch. As he goes for Sucker Punch, that's fine. What do we do now? This low plenty outspeed at -1. 405 times 0.67. Low plenty outspeeds this thing at -1. So I can just fake out here and then just click return afterwards. That's fine. Okay, we get a bit of chip on the Clefable. That works too. It turns out to be a leftovers variant, and I can just go in and Nidoking add some pressure on this thing because I don't think Nidoking will be outspeeding this at +1. Don't get special attack drop. There we go. And now he's probably fearing Sludge Wave, which he should. But I can just fire off an Earth Bar if I wanted to, because Bisharp Sway. Okay, he goes into Starmie. That works, kinda-ish. Not really, because it doesn't do all that much. But he's definitely going to fire off a Scald right here, and I can just go into Fable. Fable can do a lot to his team. He probably doesn't want to stay in right now, but what I can do is just fire off a Moonblast. As he goes into Bisharp, he just sacks the Bisharp, that's fine. Because he didn't want me to set up right there. That was a good play on his part. Now he goes into Garchomp again. And I feel like he wants to over-predict on my Zapdos. So what I can do is just fire off another Moonblast. He reveals the Poison Jab, that works too. And we get a crit on this thing. and a special attack drop, which doesn't matter in the slightest, but unfortunate crit was to a KO regardless, doesn't matter. Yeah, and I don't control hacks anyway, so it doesn't really. So yeah, that's fine. This team is kinda whack. What do I go into though? I don't think Zapdos doesn't have speed this by any means of the word. But nothing that speeds it, so I kinda have to go bunny. It didn't hit 311, right? No, it's 271, so we have to fake out right here. As he goes back into Clef. That works because I can just finally go into my Zapdos and get rid of the sticky web, and then Nidoking just bends this guy over, and Jirachi just fucks with it. So, in that regard, I'm good. In that regard, we're good. I'm gonna defog right here. I mean, he could very well just do something that I don't like, but no, he goes straight into the Garchomp, and I can HP Ice here. He goes for Dragon Claw, probably going to take me out. This thing would have been nice-ish against the Gliscor, apart from it being a sub-toxic set. I'm gonna go to Weavile. Go to Pursuit, because that guaranteed kills this Garchomp, and I feel like he just wants to go back into Clef again. I just really feel like he does want to do that. And I'm having none of that. So, okay, well, he stays in with the Garchomp, that works as well. But Garchomp finally dead, turned out to be a big nuisance to my team, and I can just straight go into Nidoking or Rachi. I feel like going to Rachi because I went Nidoking last time. You fire out a Moonblast because this works out better for me. Because now we can U-turn. Wow, he stays in. So I can go into Nidoking. Maybe he's T-Wave. So I'm kind of expecting him to T-Wave right here. And from this point on out, I can just safely click Sludge Wave. He goes into Starmie. Starmie will die to this. I don't think the crit mattered. Well, we've seen Earth Power. Earth Power. I've had 2 Earth Powers. Earth Power did 58% last time, so Earth Power. Yeah, I'm not going to justify myself in front of this guy, but that was game number 2, and we're on a roll. So I'm just gonna look for one more battle, and then we're gonna finish this life out because I kind of like to keep these short-ish, and just a couple of battles in between. So we're gonna cut until we find the next one. So we find our third and final match against the Zard Y team, and we don't have a Zard Y switch in, so that's kind of bad. I'm suspecting this to be like Scarflando. There are a lot of Scarflandos running around now. Sent T-Tarp with Pursuit because they want to Pursuit trap the Lotties, maybe even ban Tar. And this is definitely Zard Y because it just fits really well on this team, and I built a team that looks a lot like this. I'm gonna go out into Lopunny because it just really does do a lot against this team. Lopunny is Limber, so that might come into play. Or not. It's also an option because this thing scary. He leads with T-Tar. That works for me because I can freely fire off and high jump kick, and not try to fear anything. Probably gonna go into Landorus, but I don't think that he would do that if he's Choice Scarf. Let's say I overpredict turn 1, and then this is gonna be such a massive hit. And even if he goes Lando, I have such a safe switching into my Zapdos. Even though if he Stone Edges, that does do about half. But he goes for Soup. He goes Superpower. I didn't expect this to be Scarf Tart. Thought it would be Scarf Lando and then just... Oh, I thought it would be Bantor. Should have just gone and go Fable, right? I'm gonna go in a Clef right here, set up a Calm Mind. And then he's just gonna go in a Ferrothor and I can Flamethrower that. Hopefully he's not Aqua Berry, which no one ever runs, so that's good. Yeah, he can beat this, but not very convincingly. I will bludgeon his team with this, but Lopunny would have been great. I thought that high jump kick was free, but it turned out not to be, and it just really bit me in the ass. Don't ever overpredict turn 1. That's what we learned from this, because you don't know what type of dude you're playing ever. That's really it. That's my advice. This is something knowledge dropped in 2013 by MBZ, and I just didn't listen. I didn't listen. Now we're just gonna Flamethrower right here. This is gonna probably do a lot, if not kill, but unfortunately that doesn't kill, and this does hurt. Just gonna... I feel like Moonblast would kill. I'm just gonna Flamethrower because he's not... If he switches in anything, that's going to be Zard Y, and then I have to sack something, because that's how Zard Y works. He goes into Asgore, which is his Landras, and that doesn't do an... Oh my god, we burn it! So this is opportunity for us to just soft boil back up to a comfortable amount of HP, because this is only 37, and he is going to eventually kill himself, and that's awesome. Really, that's just awesome. So he Earthquakes again, and now he's going to die, and we're almost back at full. We're at 98%, so that's good. Probably 97 knowing Showdown, 97.7. I can deal with that. If it goes down into something, it's going to be this guy, and I really need to run Calyx for this. So Cliff Fable, Verdissa, and then Mega Charizard Y, or you Wall Breaker probably. I'm at +1 Speed Def. So let's say I'm at +2, then he shouldn't be able to knock me out. Okay, so he turns out to be a Dragon Dancing set. I really thought, oh, it made no sense. Okay, we're just gonna Moonblast here and probably die to this thing. Wow. Maybe Zapdos can live a hit and then just full switch. Hopefully he's not Roost. Okay, so we live a hit. That's good. We full switch on out. Oh, we actually kill it. What I can do now is... No, I can't yet go into Nidoking. Weavile doesn't take on this guy, but if I go into Weavile, I kind of bait out either Thundurus or T-Tar. And he can't risk me being low kick, and that would kill T-Tar. Weavile actually is in a really good spot right here because the Ferrothorn is so weakened. But I'm just gonna do this because he's... Okay, he's Choppleberry, that's cool. Choppleberry Ferrothorn is gaining a lot of popularity in this meta, and I'm not really sure why it's doing that, because... Well, maybe because of Lopunny, but do you gain anything from that? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go into this guy and probably T-Wave my ass, which means we can go into Nidoking or Jirachi, really. I'm just gonna go into my Zapdos and Death Fodder this thing. He goes for a T-Wave, that works, and now I can just full switch on out. He goes for a T-Bolt, that works for me, and he doesn't really have anything that can do well against me. So Nidoking, OU Wall Breaker, and then I go with Thundurus Incarnate, and it's OU Mix Attack, or no? Probably this set with a Life Orb. Ice Beam does that much. Sludge Wave has a chance to knock it out. I have to go Ice Beam here if I want to kill it. But he goes in a T-Tar. That works for at least for him. And I can just pretty easily fire off an Earth Power right now. The only thing I have to make sure of is that Weavile doesn't get T-Waved. So I'm just gonna fire off an Earth Power right here. Maybe he wants to double into something else, but this is gonna work. I'm not sure what he wants to click. I don't think he knows what he wants to click, because if he has Superpower, he probably doesn't have the Earthquake. That's what I was going with. So he can't knock me out with anything, because Scarf Crunch should not be able to kill me, right? I probably should cancel my move before clicking that. Crunch, no, it does a maximum of 60%. That's cool. And that should definitely take out this guy. Probably gonna go into Thunders right now, and that's fine, because maybe we can get it into a range. No, this is fine, because I can just fodder this thing, right? And you're probably Life Orb. There we go. You're Life Orb. So that means that you can just go into this guy and knock off. And then he goes out into his Thunderous, and I'm forced to Ice Shard and then try and kill him with Life Orb damage, because I don't want to get like fully paralyzed over and over again and then just lose this game. So, we definitely win, because he can't kill Jirachi with one hit, and we kill it with double Ice Shard. So that's going to be a good game, and Helio X7. So we finally penetrated those 1600, 1604. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. I certainly did. This team is absolutely phenomenal. If you want to do a team builder on this, or just elaborate more on the sets, just let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to see more of this team, also let me know. If you enjoyed this, building around something that's kind of whack. What it really does work. It really does work. I love Nidoking in this meta. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.